Hello, everyone. Father Norm here. You may or may not have missed me for the last couple of weeks. I didn't do a presentation, but I know everybody keeps so busy, I may not have even noticed. Anyway, I'm here today to talk a little bit about something very timely because this Friday, and I'm recounting this to you on Tuesday, but Friday, and you'll receive this Thursday or Friday, that it's obviously the 4th of July, Independence Day. And what I thought I'd reflect on is something that probably so many of us grew up with. And I don't know when the last time that you said it, hopefully at some celebration of remembering those who've given their life, or remembering the 4th of July, or our commitment to our country, to what it stands for. But the Pledge of Allegiance, we recite it. And I know a lot of things this can happen. We recite it, it's words, they're powerful, but we may not think deeply about what we're saying. And so today I just want to do kind of a little bit of a guided meditation on the Pledge of Allegiance. So with that in mind, we'll begin. And again, knowing that in its heart, this is also a religious reflection because it speaks about being under God. But from the very start, making a few points, it begins, as you know, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. This line speaks of loyalty, not just to a flag, obviously, but to a nation and to a common good that for all of us as a people of faith echoes our call to be good citizens and to seek the welfare of the communities in which we live. Allegiance to our nation is not meant to be in conflict with our allegiance to God. Rather, our faith calls us to serve our nation with integrity, justice, and compassion. So we take that next line, which was added in the early 1950s, one nation under God. Here again, where this phrase reminds us that our nation acknowledges something higher than itself. Under God is not meant to be understood as a claim of national superiority, but a recognition of humility, that we are not self-sufficient, but dependent on God's guidance. In fact, in Psalm 33, it says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord." As believers, we are reminded to pray for our leaders and to work toward a society that honors God's way of justice, mercy, and peace. Values that are over and over again spoken in all the scriptures. And then we have the added phrase, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here again, faith, we know that as we look at this, faith teaches us that all people are made in the image and likeness of God, and therefore are worthy of dignity and fairness. Liberty and justice for all echoes God's call through the prophets of the Old and New Testament, Jesus the ultimate prophet, to defend the oppressed and promote righteousness. When we pledge these words, we are committing ourselves to building a nation where all, in other words, indivisible, we're united. We're different. We recognize that. We have different understandings, different backgrounds, different races, different creeds, different ethnicities, all of that. And even we know today where there is some difficulty, differences in how we look at our nation and what we should be doing. Excuse me a moment. But there, we need to say, while we have differences, that shouldn't keep us from being united and working to form together a nation where justice, and here again in Amos the prophet, justice rolls down like water and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. We are to be a people who challenge one another to live out God's love in the public square, where respect and authority remains grounded in the higher authority of God, who brings us together. And so today, as we reflect on the circumstances of our world, we really do need to pray, don't we? We need to pray, but pray, not only pray to God, part of prayer is listening to God, being open to the God presence in our lives and saying, okay, God, as we pray to you, and speak to you of our needs and our hopes and our fears and our dreams. Help us to as listen to you too, to see what you're saying to us at this moment in time, how you're reminding us again in this Pledge of Allegiance, saying it one more time, all of us, we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's a promise. That's a guide. That's a hope. Also, that's a challenge. What do we all individually and together need to do to continue to build a nation to be more perfect in our union with liberty and justice for all, rooted in a God who wants to bring us together, not divide us, and help us to be really concerned about all people, especially the most poor and vulnerable among us. God bless you. Happy 4th of July.